Welcome to DIY with Gayle in the Ketchikan Public Library. Welcome. I want to tell you, we're open. We're open on Sunday now. Yes, Sunday 1 to 5. So, there you go. Monday through Sunday now. Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. And then Sunday 1 to 5. Welcome back, you guys. It's so good to see you again. So, we're headed to being fully open and all of that good stuff. So congratulations, Ketchikan, on getting those numbers down. Thank you. Alrighty, on with the show. Alrighty, so this morning we're going to make feathers. To do this, you will need a piece of twine, several pieces of twine, one 24 inches long, folded in half with a loop knot at the top. And then you will need 40 pieces, 6 inches long. Loop it, loop another one. One is under the main twine. There you go. Legs through each hole, pulling gently and moving up. Let's try that again. Make a loop, put it under. I'm going back and forth. The loop is on one side, then the other side, just to make it interesting down the center. I'm putting the little legs of the loop through the hole of one side and the legs of the other side through the loop and pull gently. Let's watch that and see again. Once you get all of your little ties tied on, then you're going to need to unwind or take apart each individual one. And they do kind of unwind and have several little strings or threads inside of them. So just pull them apart. And you're going to find that this is going to leave little hairs everywhere, and you'll have it all over your clothes and stuff. But once it's done, it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Once you get all of your fibers tied on, your little fiber strings tied on, oops, there's that foil. There's a piece of foil in this. Interestingly enough, these are supposed to be natural fibers, but I found all sorts of interesting things in them. So just pull those out or move on by them. But anyway, untwisting your fibers to get them to fluff up and look more like the feather is wonderful. But also you can comb these out. You can see I'm doing it here with my fingers, which works really well. Yeah, that foil, pick it off. The combing it with your fingers works much better. You end up with all this fuzzy stuff. And if you use an actual comb, you end up with more of that fuzzy stuff, okay? So you're best off just to untwist. Alrighty. It's going to take you a while to get these strings all unwound and separated. It's a good thing to do in front of TV or while listening to an audiobook because it does take a while. All right, so you get the idea on how to unwind these. So through the magic of editing, we're going to rush on through to a little further on down. You don't need to watch me undo all of these. Okie dokie. Once you get, excuse me, all of it untwisted, this is what it looks like. Okay? All those fibers untwisted, laying right. Use your fingers. This is where I'm measuring the bottom to make sure that my ends and my bottom are pretty similar. See all that stuff that comes off? Believe me, there's tons of it. I had it all over myself. Once you have it all finished and you're now going to make it so that your fibers kind of pull down toward the bottom. You just want them to lay nice and how they would as a feather, kind of folding downwards. Then you can cut it to the size that you want, whether it be thin or thick, totally up to you. Just trim away until you're happy with it. All right, here they are, all of the ones that I've created using the big and the smaller twine. And this one, oh my goodness, the measurement through the bottom is 60 inches. Now you can see I've went back and forth to get my knots on each side, like I show in the video. Okay, on this one, and yes, you can do it with yarn, it's just a little bit harder. This one I went everybody down the same side, which I actually like that. It shows up really well on the yarn. Now with the yarn, I had to use 2 to 3 pieces of yarn for each one of these. Okay, so I put, I'm pretty sure on this one it was, oh yeah, it's 2 pieces on that one. So you can make it. It is very floppy before you start unwinding the top. But once you start unwinding the top, you can see it has a pretty good sturdy hold or look. And this one will need to still be cut and whatnot. So when you're doing it and you're measuring to see how far down you need to go to your end, this is my end. And all I do is I bring my last knots down to see if it's pretty darn close. And as long as it's close, because I am going to cut through here, okay? So just end it when you get your bottoms even. And then you can cut it any way you want. Some of mine I've made wide, some a little narrower. Okay, this one, I just loved how big and full it was. I do not have them put on sticks. They put them on little sticks and hang them around the house. They're a little bohemian style, you know. This was made with the smaller one. I will tell you, they say that they're 100% natural fibers, but I found all sorts of not natural things in it. Like when I was doing this one, there was actually pieces of foil and stuff in it. So if you do purchase these natural fibers, know that whatever that means, there's some other funky stuff in there. All right. I hope you guys will give this a try. I had a ball with it. I mean, you could go so tiny that you could make earrings and other things out of it. For me, they're going to be a wall hanging. Like I said, I'll get a stick. All of these were turned down in half so that I have a nice hanging thing there. And I made my knot and then added all of that wonderful stuff. All right. And there they are. Now I mentioned that this works with yarn as long as you double your yarn and whatnot. I do want to tell you, it does not work on this velvet yarn, okay? I did make one. Sorry, I can't find the color I used. This one. And it's so soft and so wonderful, but you cannot, it just makes a mess if you try to comb it or to untwist it. and it has no body whatsoever. Now this I have not trimmed, I have not done anything with except to cut it. No, I didn't cut it. I just tied it on. There, that's what I'm trying to say. I did try and see if one of these would uncurl. It doesn't. And like I said, it feels so wonderful. But I'm going to pick it up. And it took me forever to get it laid there, so I'm not going to lay it back out. So there's your view. And once you lift it, it has no body. It has no anything. I am seriously thinking about putting a stiffener on it and attaching it to a pillow, sewing it onto a pillow or something, just because I hate to waste this wonderful, like it says, velvet yarn. It's fabulously soft and oh my goodness. So I just want to let you know that the velvet yarn does not work for this project. The regular 4-ply yarn works just fine as long as you double up. And I think if you even added a third, it would be awesome. I think it would be very, very thick and bushy and full. And I like that full look. I also will say again, on this one I did all my knots down the same side, and I like that look on the yarn. I preferred it back and forth on this one because it disappeared. The line, I think it would have made a very noticeable line, and if you want that, oh, you go for it. But mine, I like the center to kind of disappear. Alrighty. So I just wanted to include that because it just did not work. So choose your materials in thinking that they do need to be able to stand up or hang and hold their shape. Okay? Alrighty.